Hey you guys, good morning and welcome back to Breathe Your Words. You know, I had to get on here this morning to talk about this because it's a real issue that bothers me constantly. I take my daughters to their schools every morning. My baby girls, my big girls, they walk off, ahead of us sometimes. Sometimes we all go together. But what bothers me and irritates me is that as adults, we pass down hatred to our children. I don't like that. I'm here in this city and I'm watching adults teach their children not to talk to my children because of the color of their skin. That's very ugly. I don't like that. You think people could have grown up by now, but they don't. They don't. I say good morning to all the mothers when I walk through the door. All the moms, because we're moms together. So I say good morning to all the moms. But do they say good morning back? Of course not. She's black. We don't want to talk with her like that. That's how they think. Because there's a community here in Dimona. And back then, when the community first came, it was a community of African Americans. And when they first came here, it wasn't always like that. I talked to other people that are older than me from back then. And they said it wasn't always like that. It wasn't always to the point where race mattered. They said it started to get like that. But it's bothering that it's like that today. It's literally like Israel has stepped backwards into the 1960s in the city I live in. It's irritating. I mean, kids go to school together, but for them to play together, it's like pulling teeth. Because, you have some white parents that do not want their children playing with black children. That's sad. Kids don't know race. Kids know kids. Kids say, she's a girl, I'm a girl, let's play. She's my age, let's play. It makes me mad. Prime example. I just walked past a family, and the family that I walked past, the kids had more respect than the mom. The kids said, good morning. The mom said nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Now you're teaching your children it's okay to be rude. It's okay to disrespect the person. That's okay. I hate that. I hate hatred. I hate racism with a passion. It's an ugly thing. It's an ugly thing. I'll never comprehend how somebody in their mental capacity can look at another person and say they're beneath me. Never. I don't care who you are, how rich you are, how white you are, or how black you are. I don't care. I've watched my own race here in the city that I live in choose to hate each other for no good reason except for the fact that they didn't like that other adult, so they made their children not like them too. Do you know how evil-spirited you would have to be? You don't even know God if that's how you act. Fact. Because the Lord say, we'll tell them by their fruit. You will tell who serve me by the fruit they produce, by their actions, by their words, by how they live. How can I say I know God if I don't have love for all people, all color? No one is beneath me. We're all people on this earth, even the lowest of them, meaning even if I was to go to a place, a country where they didn't have nothing, even those people are not beneath me. They're not. You know why? Because they still have a heartbeat. They still have blood running through their bodies. They're still people. So therefore, if they're still people, then their status could change at any time as far as finances go. Anything could change in anybody's life, literally in a split second. It doesn't take nothing for somebody to wake up and say, I'm going to help that person. Then they're not on the street anymore. They're not homeless anymore. It doesn't take nothing for someone to say, I'm going to help that drug addict, and then they're not an addict anymore. Now they're on their way going to university. Now they're on their way getting degrees after degrees. They're actually living now. They have a life. As a matter of fact, they're helping other drug addicts now. Same for the homeless person that got helped off the street. They're helping other homeless people now. They appreciated the help so much, they opened a foundation. How about that? Nobody in this earth, on this earth, is God but God, meaning he's the only one that created all the life we have. He's the only one that puts breath in all of our bodies when we wake up. We do not wake ourselves up. We don't make our own hearts beat. You understand what I'm saying? You can't make your blood flow through your own body. You can't wake your own brain up. Anyone out there who's saying, yeah, all I believe in is energy, that's dumb. Because it's not just energy. Energy even comes from God. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's a spirit. All the people talking about energy, it's a spirit. All of it is a spirit. You have a spirit attached to you. You have a spirit that you carry. Now, whether that spirit is, you're evil, it's either you're evil or you're good. Real simple. Because if you have a spirit of gossip, that's an evil spirit. That's not a godly spirit. If I have a spirit where I like to lie, so what am I? What's it called? A habitual liar. Oh, these are all spirits. But if I have a spirit where I'm literally kind just because that's who I am, then fine. If I have a spirit where I love just because that's what I like to do, that's what my heart calls me to do, is to love. You got people who hearts call them to, literally, it's filled with hate. But that they weren't born with that, though. There's nobody born with hate inside of them. Yes, there are people in this world that'll pray evil spirits over your children. So you would think they were born with that inside of them, but they weren't. It was prayed over them. So it can be broken with a prayer, just like it was prayed over them. If you know God, if you know Christ Jesus, then you can break that prayer off of them, that evil prayer. Because there are Satan worshipers out there who they'll pray evil over other people. They'll pray destruction over a whole city. So what about us? What about those believers? What about us as believers? Why aren't we praying love over a whole city? Praying for equality over a whole city? Praying for togetherness, integration, not separation, It's still, here today, I see it. It makes me sad because recently my daughter, she's 9 years old. We have a neighbor that's across from us. And her and my daughter were playing a lot. She would come to our house, they would go to her house, but she really wasn't allowed to be at our house long. I didn't mind my daughter being in her house, however long she felt like I'd been in their house, it was fine. But they never came to my house. Meaning I'm not letting my children. She went over there one time and played. And then the second time I said, you're not going over there again until I go in their house and I see how they live. So I went in their house, I saw how they lived, and I was all right with that. They never once came over here to see how we lived or nothing. And they put assumption on people. They assume that just because if they hear you raise your voice at your child, then you're an evil person. You're terrible. Nobody should be yelling at their toddlers. They're toddlers. Toddlers can get on the nervous system intensely to where, yes, you might scream at them, but you apologize and you correct yourself. Did my 3-year-old get a whooping this morning? She did. Did she get yelled at? Yes. Was I, happy that I did it? Was I happy that I whooped her? I was glad I gave her a whooping for her behavior, yes. But was I glad that I yelled? No. I wasn't happy that I yelled, so I apologized to her for yelling at her. Because she didn't deserve to be yelled at like I did. Simple. But that doesn't make me an evil parent or a bad person, But here in the apartment building that I live in, majority of the moms look at me like I'm psychotic or crazy because of the fact that I discipline my children. My children have a bedtime. They don't see my kids running up and down the steps at 9 o'clock at night. All of their kids are literally awake and outside playing at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and they're younger than my older girls. You understand what I'm saying? Backwards. Mind you, they have to get up and go to school the next day. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, like I said, mentally, the racism in this country, it's ridiculous. It's so freely done that I was in Tel Aviv, and a man called me a nigger to my face and said, "Are you from the other niggers?" I said, "What?" I almost threw the food back in his face. It took all of me, it took all of Christ Jesus in me to stay calm. I asked him, "What did you call me?" Like that, with that face. Yeah, I said, "What did you call me?" And he said, "You heard me. Are you from the other niggers in Dimona?" I said, "What?" Like, I put down what I was about to buy. I said, "Give my money back." Bye. I left. I'm not giving you none of my service. And you think of me like an ignorant fool, because I'm not that. I'm not that. So you're not going to speak to me like I am one. And you're not going to get money from me like I am one. Because he said it after he had took my money. Had he said it before he took my money, had I even known he wasn't like that, I wouldn't even look that way. I'd have been like, nope, that dude is racist. Let's go over here. Ain't nobody got time for all that. You know, I was mad. I was heated, definitely. Like, I couldn't have been back in the slavery. I couldn't even been back in the 1960s. They would have hung me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I can't, no. I wouldn't have been, I can't even lie, I wouldn't have been on Martin Luther King Jr. So I would have been on Malcolm X side, you know what I'm saying? I would have been the people. Yo, but I would have been a Black Panther. I don't know, but I'm not, I can't, it's mind-blowing. I just can't. I can't. Now, I probably would have been on Martin Luther King's side, because at least he was doing it in peace. But man, they put up with a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's mind-blowing to me how today, to look at little children, they're so innocent. They want to be friends with everybody. But then they grow up in homes where they're hearing nigger and, you know, that black monkey and this black speck and bad things about black people. Oh, and black people are nasty and black people are dirty. And, you know, literally, I mean, when I come to drop my daughters off, they look at me as if I just got thrown out of a dirt bath or something. Literally. And I'm like, the only ones that greet me with courtesy are the older teachers. That's it. Just the teachers. And thank the Lord that the teachers have respect for all colors and all the children. So that's all that I be concerned about, is the teachers. But just to see, I see what these children are growing up with. I see the parents that they're growing up with. I teach my daughters, be nice to everyone at your school. Be kind to everyone at your school. They're children just like your children. I even tell my daughter who had the friend that was across, you know, they stopped hanging out. But I think that's because her mom and her grandmother probably wanted her to, or she just didn't feel comfortable coming here because I was black. I don't know. It could have been anything. But I always ask my daughter, you know, are you okay with that? She say, yeah, Mom, I'm all right with that, because, I mean, you know, I didn't really hang out with her like that anyway. You know, it was just that month or whatever. But before that, I didn't really care to do anything with her, like go out or play or whatever. So I said, okay, as long as you're cool, then I'm cool with it, you know? And she said, yeah. So, you know, the whole point of the story, you guys, racism is so ugly. If you even have a hint of it and you take it out, like kill it, just kill it, make it dead. Do for some other white folks if you're black. And if you're white, do for some other black folks on purpose, just to kill it. Kill it. We got to kill racism inside of us. We can't change everyone in the world, but we can start with ourselves. So every time I walk up and down these steps, even though these moms don't like me being in their building or living in the same building with them, guess what? I say, good morning. How are you? Ma shlomek? How are you? Boker tov. Good morning. You know, and I say it to their children. When I see their children, I say, Boker tov, you know, and their kids look at me like, she's saying good morning. Should I say it back? Yes. Boker tov, you know. We're neighbors, like, for real. You know, it's not going to change anytime soon. Not now. Anyway, you guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for allowing me to rant a little. I just had to get on here and talk about it because it was on my mind. And it was like, you know. I hope my video unfroze because it froze for a second. Anyway, but thank you guys for watching. And please leave a comment about how you feel about it. You know, What do you think about that? How do you deal with it? How do you love on someone that carries the racism? I think the best way to do it and combat it is by being kind to them. That's what I try to do. When I see them, say good morning. I mean, they're not going to say much else because I speak English. And they get irritated because they don't speak a lick of English. I don't get irritated because I don't speak Hebrew. I'm trying to learn it, so it's okay for me. You know, I don't get angry. I just be like, I mean, if I don't understand something, I say I need lo mevina, you know. And that's it. And then if they feel like explaining, they do. If they don't, then they just be like, forget it. I say, okay. But say the gamo, you know. It's all good, you know. So anyway, you guys, have a blessed day. Thank you for watching. And I know it's early in the morning, but some things need to be talked about in the morning so we can think on them throughout the day. So anyway, I hope y'all think on that. I hope y'all realize that, you know, racism, as adults, we have the power to change that in the next generation underneath us just by how we treat the people around us, you know. So thank you guys. Stay blessed. I hope you like, subscribe, and share if you want. I know I'm not looking all cute today right now, but if you want to share it, go ahead, be my guest. I'm not ashamed, you know. It is what it is. Some mornings I look great. Some mornings I look like, I ain't even got ready for the day yet. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. If you did, I really appreciate it. And I'm really grateful for my subscribers that I do have. So, as again I said before, like, subscribe, share, and please leave a comment. I definitely want to know how you're feeling, what you're thinking, and what you're up to.